This was me 5 years ago at the beginning of the pandemic. And this was me 3 years ago after being on lockdown for 2 years. Notice the difference? Because I sure as hell do. Now, you might be wondering, well, how did he get so shredded? Well, the truth is, I got that shredded because I was doing weightlifting, but it was mainly from calisthenics. And that's what I'm here to teach you guys today, is how to get into calisthenics, how it can help you shred down, the benefits you can get from it, and where and when you can do them. So, let's dive into it. For those of you who don't know, what are calisthenics? Calisthenics is basically essentially just bodyweight exercises. You know, push-ups, pull-ups, sit-ups, dips, squats, bodyweight squats, anything of that nature. And the good thing about calisthenics is that they can be seriously varied and they can be done basically anywhere at any time. Now, what type of calisthenics should you get into? I guess it really depends on what your goal is. Personally, my dad started me out with just bodyweight exercises because I was not strong enough to do the advanced exercises, and I was not strong enough to lift more than basically just my body weight with perfect form. Calisthenics are the types of exercises that you can do anywhere, anytime, and that makes them very convenient. If you're in a job where you're sitting at a desk all day, you can drop down and do 25 push-ups if you need to. One of my friends actually did that, and he got extremely strong doing that basically every hour during the day. The ones that are the most convenient are sit-ups, squats, dips, and push-ups. And like I said, these can all be varied in many, many different ways. Part of the reason that calisthenics are such a great method of working out is because, unlike weightlifting, it's a lot easier to gauge where your strength is, in my personal opinion, with calisthenics, because you're always using your own body weight. You're always basing it off of your own body weight and your strength in relation to it. If you can't do a pull-up and you weigh about 130 pounds or so, then obviously that means that you're not going to be able to do a lat pull-down of 130 pounds. But again, it's a lot easier to see that, and your body, in my opinion, adapts a lot easier when it comes to this because of the fact that you're lifting your own body weight. So if you lose or gain weight, you'll be able to gauge your strength with the exact amount of weight that you need based on that workout. Calisthenics are the type of workout where it might take a while for you to get into it, and it definitely will make you sore. But in my opinion, you should start off with very, very low sets and reps. You don't want to get into really any advanced workouts doing things like, I think it's called a dragon flag, air plank, a planche, backflips, one-armed handstands, one-armed push-ups, or muscle-ups, because that's going to take a while to get to. Pair this with weightlifting, and it actually makes both of these a lot easier. So I would say that for the average person, in order to get to a moderate level of calisthenics, it's going to take you about roughly 3 months, in my opinion, if you stay consistent with this. This is the name of the game, consistency. If you stay with calisthenics and you're already relatively athletic, or you have a nice body weight that you can move around a lot easier, because the heavier you are, the harder it's going to be to do any type of calisthenics. So it should take you about 6 months if you're around average weight. If you're obese, it might take you much longer because you'll have to get strong enough to lift that weight, and you'll also have to lose a lot of weight in order to get to a certain level of strength. To get to really advanced levels, I would say it takes roughly a year to get to that point. Calisthenics is also one of those exercises where it's not going to get you very big, but it is going to get you very strong relative to your own body weight. When you get used to it, your body is definitely going to change a lot, but it's only going to be relative to your own body weight and strength. It's going to be a lot harder to add any type of weight to your body. NANI?
Sorry, boss. Don't be mad at me.
No, it's all good. It's all good.
Say hi.
Yeah. There he is. Cool guy. Thank you. So when you're starting off with calisthenics, let's do push-ups first. Push-ups, you want to start off by doing just regular push-ups. Keep your arms about a little more than shoulder width apart. When you're doing this, you want to turn your shoulders slightly out, ever so slightly. When you're doing a push-up, you want to be able to just go straight up, straight down. Obviously, you're going to have to work on your form as time goes on, but we're going to start with what is basically pretty simple. Make sure that when you're doing push-ups, you don't have your gut and your pelvis sagging to the ground. When you do this, it's not going to target as much of your body as you possibly can. On the other hand, don't do the opposite and stick your butt up in the air. We're not doing pike push-ups, which is actually a type of push-up, but we're not doing that right now. In order to make this exercise easier, what you can do is you can start out by doing it on a higher surface where you're doing incline push-ups. That's not utilizing as much of your chest as decline or regular. In order to do the opposite, you can do decline push-ups where you put your feet on top of a rail, on top of a chair, a seat, a table, anything that you want. And this works more of your upper chest. It's also a lot more difficult if you're not used to doing exercises like this. So we're doing push-ups for only 2 sets of 5 starting out. Super simple, okay? Sit-ups. When we're doing sit-ups, you're going to be planting your feet under something so that your feet don't move, mainly because I've had problems with doing that. And then you're going to want to sit down on the ground, obviously. You're going to want to have your hands behind your head, or you can have them on the floor. You can also have them on your chest, basically whatever is the most comfortable. You're going to sit up as high as you can, and then you're going to lean back down. When you do this, you're engaging as much of your core as possible, and you're giving it way more range of motion than if you're just doing a crunch where you're only going up about a quarter of the way. This way you target your entire abs. We're doing this for 3 sets of 10. Next, we're going to be going to squats. Same thing. Basically, take your hands, put them down to your sides naturally. Put your feet out, keep your feet basically about shoulder width apart, and then in order to give yourself a more stable base, point your feet out slightly, somewhere between 15 and 45 degrees, and then squat down as low as you can. If you can't go all the way down, just go to where is ever comfortable, and then we'll try building that from that point on, because then you'll be able to get more of a range of motion. That's a very key thing with all this. We're trying to get more range of motion if we can. So you're going to want to squat down. In order to get as much as you can out of a squat and to protect your knees, in my opinion, you're going to have to squat below 90 degrees. When you do this, it allows your knees to get more range of motion. It also allows your body to adapt a lot easier, and it gives you more range of motion in general. Like, I don't know why I have to explain this, pretty simple. And your legs, a lot of people don't really give their legs and knees or ankles any type of stability type of exercise. They don't train them properly, in my opinion. So you're gonna have to go low and then just go right back up. Start off with just your body weight. Do not add anything until we get more advanced. This is also going to be 3 sets, and this time it's going to be 8 reps for each of them. Your legs are a lot stronger than your upper body typically. Okay, so after that, we're going to do only a couple more exercises, and then you're basically gonna be done. This one we're keeping simple, light, and then later on we're gonna go more range of motion, higher sets and reps, and then eventually we're going to add weight to this, because that's how you're going to be able to get the most out of calisthenics rather than just doing purely body weight. Next is chair dips, because these are a lot easier than regular dips, and you're going to be doing 3 sets of 5 reps. This one is honestly really hard to mess up. It doesn't really take a lot of explanation. Put your feet out, and then you want to have your arms back on the chair or on whatever step that you're on or seat. Just keep it elevated. If you want to get the most out of it, again, keep your arms basically about shoulder width apart. You can do wider or closer to get some type of variation in it, and then go as low as you can and then back up. This will allow your arms to get more range of motion, and this works your triceps like crazy. If you want to make this exercise a little bit more difficult, you can cross one leg over another, you can put your legs further out, and then you can lean your body out so that you have to compensate by using more strength in order to get it. Now, the last one, to me, the king of back exercises when it comes to basic calisthenics, is you're going to be using pull-ups or doing pull-ups. If you don't have a pull-up bar like I do, then you can look for one that should be relatively cheap on Amazon. We should have the affiliate link down below. So make sure that you do that, or find a park, kind of like how I'm at right now, and you can pretty much find a pull-up bar almost at any park that you go to in some way. Hell, go and use a tree branch if you can, because what you're gonna do is you can do pull-ups in all types of variations, but we're just gonna keep it simple. This one is considered a pull-up. This one is considered a chin-up. This works your biceps more. This works your shoulders and back more, I believe. And overall, you're gonna get way like a much more defined back. I got the most defined back and arms when I started doing pull-ups. And pull-ups, I don't care what anybody says, if you can only go to a certain amount, meaning your range of motion is here, and you can only go up here, consider that one. That is one pull-up if you can't lift heavier. If you can, do that until you can eventually get your chin right over the bar, and then you should be good. You'll finally have been able to do a pull-up. My friend's girlfriend took about 3, maybe even 4 years to be able to finally do a pull-up. And I told her that what you got to do, because she would always try to help herself out with pull-ups by using a resistance band, but to help her lift herself up, I told her that you can't be doing that. You need to do the opposite and basically add more resistance and then just go as far as you possibly can, because that's what's actually going to train your muscles, and it's basically going to raise the bar of what your body is considering your body weight, because it's realizing we need to lift more than our body weight in order to get to a certain level. So for example, if you're 150 pounds and you are wearing a backpack and you add 10 pounds to it, when you do that and you can't do a full pull-up, you can only go maybe right here, right? Instead of full range of motion where you have your chin over. This is going to raise the bar, as I said, by making it so that your body now has to carry 160 pounds rather than 150. So when it drops back down to 150, it's like, oh wait, this is a lot easier than what I originally did. And then over time, again, this is not an instant fix, this should be over time, you will be able to finally do a pull-up. If you need, have somebody help you by grabbing your hips, have them lift your legs, do anything that you can. But for pull-ups, since we're beginning, you're going to only go as far as you are physically capable of doing right now. This one, we're only going to do 3 sets of 2 reps each. So that's it for today's video. Again, keeping it very simple. I mainly just wanted to explain calisthenics this time before we actually get into the more advanced moves. But for right now, we're just gonna keep it simple. So let me know down in the comments how this worked out for you, and let us know where you're at in your fitness journey. Have you done calisthenics? Do you prefer calisthenics over weightlifting? Have you seen really cool calisthenics? Do you think that when they show off, it's a lot better than powerlifters showing off? Let us know down in the comments below. Otherwise, that'll be it for today's video. Make sure to like and subscribe and share this to your friends so you can start calisthenics together. Peace.